Hello and welcome to Precious Memory Box's Junk Journaling. And today I have a design team project for you from Silver and Sparkles. And I am using the new Freebie kit from Pam at Silver and Sparkles. You can get this over on her Buy Me a Coffee. And it's just a beautiful, I kind of call it vintage inspired Americana kit. So make sure you check it out. I'll put the name on the screen for you. For some reason, it's escaping me at the moment. But I thought it would be fun to create a masterboard with this. And because I love the colors. And I just think it would be fun to do a little collaging and creating. So here are the 3 sheets that are part of the kit. And then there are several pages. There's also a page here with different sayings on them. And I haven't cut these out yet. We'll cut a few out, decide which ones we want to use. So you have this sheet. And then more pages of just different goodies. And I've cut some of them out. There's also some journaling cards. And then just lots of fun goodies, tags, embellishments, little, like what I would call a little label. So definitely let's create with it. Let's create a masterboard. I don't have anything totally in my mind. I just wanted to tear some paper and put it down and see what we come up with. So I love this page. So we're going to start with it. And I'm just going to go ahead and tear some of it. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and ink around it, because I think it'll just add to it. I'm using Vintage Photo, if you're curious as to what I'm using. Alright, so let's grab our glue stick and we're going to glue it down. Now, I'm just going to create the masterboard today, and then don't know if I'll cut it up yet. Probably need to let it dry a good 24 hours before I cut it up. So we may just get it created today. And so I'm just going to try to create a little border around it. I like borders on everything. So there we go. All right, let's try. Let's do some of the floral maybe. And maybe not as big a piece here. Again, I'm going to ink it. I just think that inking adds to kits that look more vintage. Just makes it look a little more, gives it that older look, which I love. Of course, if you have some solid cardstock, you could tear a few of those pieces, add them in here. I'm just going to use what I have here and keep layering it up. You don't have to make it perfect because you can always trim it down, you know, as far as lining up your edges. You can take and just trim it down. There we go. That one's not wanting to stay down, so we'll grab our glue here, glue it down. There we go. All right, let's get our polka dotted sheet and let's add a little bit of it. Let's see, maybe go along the bottom here. And just remember, the one thing too about layering is if you end up you don't like it, you know, that particular section of it, you can layer over it again. So all right. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend, whether you're spending time with family, or I know some folks have to work. I was in retail for 18 years, and so I worked almost every holiday, so I do understand working the holidays. It's no fun sometimes. Let's take our circle here and add that. There we go. I'm a little heavy-handed with the inking, so I have to watch myself. Okay. I don't know why, but I like to cover up the lines. I'm not sure why. That's one of my things that's hard for me, is not covering, you know, covering up lines. Okay, I'm going to tear a little bit of this. Do something like that, but not all the way. Let's see. Let's do something here, but we're going to tear it off right there. Sometimes it's harder just to ink regular paper anyway, because it's thinner. There we go. All right. Maybe I'll go this way instead with it. There we go. All right. Let's grab a little bit of our stars and stripes. And I'm going to tear a little bit of this off. There we go. There we go. Make sure you go over and check out Pam's Etsy shop. She has lots of new printables in there. She also offers print and ship options if you are not able to print your own printables. So make sure you go over there and check out her shop. Grab you some goodies. She also has some beautiful like ephemera that she's made in there. She has some seam binding that she's colored. She also has different ribbons and trims in her shop. So go over there and check it out. She has lots of different choices in her shop. Okay. Do we just want to do a big piece to finish it off? Let's see. Let's see what we think when we get it torn down. I want to keep the big flower. I love the big flower. Okay. Let's maybe tear this edge a little bit so it's not all completely straight. Kind of hard to do that sometimes. And I'm trying to take off just a little bit, so that makes it even a little tougher to do, but that might be good right there. Okay. think that's good. I'm going to have to trim. I'll come back. Well, we're trying to make a border, but that's okay. We don't need to have necessarily a complete border around it because we're going to trim it up anyway. So I keep forgetting we're going to cut it up, so it's not going to stay looking the same as it does now. There we go. And you could even let a little bit of that craft paper kind of, you know, stick out. Ooh, I think I like it better that direction. Let's do that right there. Okay. I like that. All right. And I think I'm going to leave a little bit of the craft showing there. I think that looks good. I'm going to grab my scissors here, maybe. Or maybe I can just tear it off. Let's see what happens if I try to just tear it. That's not going to work because the paper's a little wet from my glue. So let me just trim it. There we go. I'll take something and clean my scissors later. Okay, there we go with that portion. And we can just take our ink a little bit, ink that edge up again. There we go. All right. So now let's decide, let's cut out a couple of these that we want to use. So let's do Proud to Be an American. Let's do these three right here. I'll cut them out and we'll glue those on. Go. Pam came up with a lot of different patriotic phrases and quotes. That's really nice. Okay. There we go. Let's see if we can ink these a little. These are going to be a little harder to ink because they're such thin pieces of paper, but there we go. Gonna have inky hands after this, but that's okay. All right, there we go with those. Now, we'll just maybe start with one of them and we'll fill them in as we go here. This one says United We Stand. So I'm just going to run it across my glue stick here. Try to keep my fingers out of it if I can. And there we go. All right, let's see what else we've got here. So we could do something like that. We also have all of our little tags in that here. And I'm just going to layer them on. I should have pre-inked all these. I didn't know. Here's where we can add a flower if we want. Something like that right there. Beautiful flowers. There we go. We have to take our regular glue just to get that edge down. There we go. All right. Let's see. We've also got this ticket, which I love. I'm going to clip out these little corners right here with my hole punch. All right. It's really just a wonderful kit. I keep saying that, but I love it. It's a marvelous kit. Okay, where do we want to put this? Do we want it in a corner? Thinking about maybe here. I'm going to have a hard time cutting this up because I won't want to lose any of the elements as I'm doing it. Okay, so we've got a large label here that we could add something to the center of. Might do that. Nice thing too about collaging and masterboards is you don't have to do a lot of thinking, so you can just kind of just enjoy the process of creating. And trying to decide if we want anything else to go with this or just this by itself. We also have this one, and let's see, I need my hole punch thing again. There we go. Could do something like that. I like that. There we go. All right. Let's add a few more of these, and then we'll add a few more of our strips with our different sayings on them. And honestly, I'm just filling it in, adding to it. If there's little edges you want to cover up because you don't like them, you could definitely do that. Just however you want to do it. There we go. Okay, let's get one of our sayings, proud to be an American, and I'm going to put it down here. Although I just noticed another one I put there says that. So let's maybe put this one kind of in the center. There we go. And then we've got in memory and in honor, and we've got one nation under God. Time we get done, I'm gonna have all my fingers stuck together. Oops, I forgot to ink that, or no, I did ink it. Okay, one nation under God. There we go. Oops. All right, what else do we want to add to it? We've got a star here. Maybe we can add that star up there. I like that. It perfectly went under there before, and now it's not wanting to go under there. But there we go. All right. Star. Let's see, we need some things over here. We've got a circle that we could do. Here's United We Stand. I just need to trim that up a little. All right, let's do that. Oops, okay. Got a string of glue there. Okay, United We Stand. Okay, let's take a look and decide if we want to add any more, if that's plenty. I think we need something over here. Land of the home of the free and the brave. Go. And then I think we need something right here. Let's see what else we've got. We could do a polka dot in the middle with something on it. We've got this beautiful tag, but that one's a little big. Let's do, I've also got this one that says One Nation Under God. Let's do that one. There we go. I could sit and do this all day because I love these colors. And I love the celebrating our country and appreciating what all those who have fought to keep our country a free country for us, all their dedication and service that they've given to the country. So thank you to all those who have served. And I love it. I could add more, but I like it right where it's at. I'm gonna let that dry. Just trying to clean up all my little mess around it so you can see a nice picture of it. There we go. And there is our masterboard. And now, if we want, we can cut this up into pieces. You could also turn it into a cover for a journal. You could put it in a frame and frame it. It's just beautiful colors. You know, make tags out of it. There's so much you could do with this now, but when I saw it, I just thought it would look really pretty as a masterboard. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you'll get yourself a copy and enjoy creating with it. Thank you to Pam for allowing me to be part of her team. I really love being on the team, and I love working with all of her beautiful printables. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Memorial Day. We'll see you next time. Bye.